The short of it is, I will 100% watch MDZS. So please, stop spoiling it for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good crack of dawn, good time zone, and warm greetings wherever you are in the world. This is Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, back from France to serve you some smoking hot purple alphabet soup, aka my reaction and analysis of TGCF Season 2, Episode 5. Topped with some crunchy character discussion, zesty theorizing, and sprinkled with memes and fandom humor for presentation purposes. But before we can get to all that, we have another alphabet soup that needs mentioning, even though I said that I wouldn't mention it again. But after the last episode, this is actually kind of important and I need you guys to listen. So, MDZS, right? Since I started this reaction series to TGCF, I think MDZS has been wrecked to me maybe 840 times. And I am very intrigued. I mean, I've gotten all the books already. Like, it's a popular series by the same author who created TGCF. Like I said, it's on my fate line. It's destiny. Or the natural next step on my journey into more Chinese BL. And I've heard that it has amazing themes and is maybe a perfect fit for what I do. Which is why I intend to give it my full attention and the full corkboard treatment. Like, I just seriously want to appreciate it to the fullest. And to me, that means going in as blank as I possibly can. Realistically, that's really hard to do now that I am slowly becoming a part of the sister fandom. Like with TGCF, I was able to come in with only bare minimal knowledge about some character designs and a misconception about who the prince actually was. But naturally, because people have wanted me to see and react to MDZS as well, there have been some information that I have retained, so I do know a few more things about MDZS already. But I am trying, and I've done quite well so far. I try not to retain too much information, and I try to just skim through comments that are talking about MDZS. It's to the point where the only things I think I know are like a handful of vague things. Like how the main character is named Wei not quite Wuxiang. That there are rabbits for some reason. Like they seem to be the main character's animal thing. Kind of like Hua Cheng with the fox and Xie Lian with the ferret stout. And like the character designs with the red and black and the white. Like, does the author have a thing for this? This one Tumblr post I read back in like 2020 about The Untamed, which I know is the live action version of this series. And now, also... yeah, I know basically nothing about MDZS, except now I know that in the extras that take place after the main story, one of the characters get R-rated with a sword. So that's great. Yeah, so I understand that it's a really fun joke. It's a fun inside joke if you've read MDZS. Because like here I am talking about swords and making jokes like that. And oh my gosh, that just happens to happen in MDZS. So I get that. And if everyone in the comments were like, oh my gosh, MDZS readers, if you know, you know, that would have been fine. Insert Frodo meme here. Alright. Keep your secrets then. But when you're telling me character names, sword names, places, time, when and where to find this, and in what book, that's a spoiler. And while it's not a plot-heavy one, there's still a lot to be gleaned from this one piece. Like, without even having read the back of any of the books, I now know that the ending is probably unambiguously okay. The main pair are obviously in a relationship that gets adventurous, and from the way some of these comments are phrased, it can be implied that this character who is doing these things with the sword did this pretty enthusiastically and probably has low impulse control. Like, maybe none of this fits, but again, these are thoughts I have from just reading your comments. So basically nothing. But worse. When I know 6 things about MDZS, and this is one of them, that just makes MDZS into the one with the sword. Okay, so luckily, I have had so many talks with people about this series, and I've gotten very trustworthy and warm recommendations from people who I consider my friends and who are big fans of this series for a reason. So after the initial shock, I still think I'll be able to go into this and seriously appreciate it, you know, for the reasons why it is so dear to so many of you. But still, there will still be that little voice in the back of my head constantly triggering that thought of, okay, this is cool. Wonder how all this led to sword f***ing. And yeah, maybe this is funny to some of you as well, but this is my first impression of a series I haven't even started yet. And like, if this was my first impression before I started getting these, I have to admit, it would take a little while of warming up to it before I'd even consider doing it. Because there are tons of great media out there, and first impressions can put you off for a while before actually trying series that you'll end up loving. But alright, despite all this, I will still be trying my best. And again, I do trust all the people who are telling me that this is probably a series that I will come to love. But in order to try and keep MDZS as unspoiled as possible going forward, I will be implementing some changes on this channel. So these are going to be our new rules. MDZS will be filtered from the comment section. Because again, MDZS is the only other series that I have in my mind 100% committed to doing after I finish TGCF. It is of course okay to talk about it, but any comments holding any keywords regarding MDZS will be kept on hold until a moderator can check it and make sure that it's okay for me to see. We will have plenty of time to talk MDZS when we get there. The short of it is, I will 100% watch MDZS. So please, stop spoiling it for me. And if you do want to talk to other followers about MDZS, don't do it in my YouTube comment section. I created the Discord server with the spoiler channels that I do not go into for this very reason. They're there and they're available for you. Just for now, leave me out of it. As for TGCF, I don't think I've been majorly spoiled. Yet. Let's keep it that way, Like, please don't make me hold all the comments until they can be checked. Because there's nothing I love more than watching them come in real time and getting to chat with all of you when I first drop a video. So yeah, sorry for feeling like I had to spend the first few minutes of this video discussing this. But reading the responses from last video, I realized that I didn't feel like everything was okay. So I had the need to set some boundaries. And well, I think it's good to talk about what is spoilery and what isn't when you're doing something like this. Because there are going to be a lot of grey areas, because this is a very public reaction channel, and not everyone will agree on what is a spoiler and what isn't. And honestly, I wouldn't even know, because I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm like a terrible frame of reference. But this all said, you know me by now. And you know what kind of power and influence these comments have on me. And like, I don't want to discourage you guys from having fun in the comment field, because again, these comments mean a lot to me. I'm always learning a lot and having a lot of fun talking to you guys. And hey, I will be done with the donghua soon, which only leaves the novel. So I'll be experiencing the rest of the story after this, from its original source. No adaptive changes will have to be accounted for. Like for the last episode specifically, I guess the most major change that people wanted me to know about was the fact that Hua Cheng does not require my renovation tips, because novel Hua Cheng had the foresight to make sure that the trapdoor was right above him, and that Xie Lian did in fact get a soft landing. Or maybe hard? I was talking about all his silver chains and jewelry. Gosh, he wears so much of it. Surely it must have been poking Xie Lian quite uncomfortably in certain places. Why am I like this? Does knowing this bother me? I just think it's a prime example of how what you guys are telling me is influencing my TGCF journey. The consequences of this really is that while I'm reading books 1 and 2, I'll probably mostly just be focusing on the narrative voices and the details that they did not show in the animation or chose to leave out. In a parallel timeline where I was not told this information, I might have gotten to this scene and actually been surprised that this happens. Like maybe your reaction from me would have been, why did no one tell me about this? But alas, we will never know. But unlike when I've been spoiled before, as in when I was spoiled for Xie Lian's identity as the General Hua in the Banyu arc, that's less of a thing that I would have been able to figure out and more of a adaptive change. So do I encourage you to let me know about these things? Well, it's a bit like hard for me to say. Again, I do treat this as a giant watch party, and it's not just me and an intimate group of friends. In fact, there are almost 1,000 people here. And the new reaction videos I post usually average at about 2,000 views in a week. So this is just not something that actually bothers me. Because if it did, then I would have just, filmed these things without interacting with any of you. Turned off the comment field. But because I am influenced by all these comments, I still want you to think about that every time you do post a piece of information like this. Like, yes, it is kind of fun to know it right here and right now. But maybe you actually think it would have been more fun for me to be surprised by it in the future. I don't think there is a right or wrong here. I just think that you need to be aware that this is how this works. And hey, like I said, I'm almost done with this donghua. After this animation is done, everything else will be a surprise. As long as you don't spoil me. Like, don't be that guy, don't do that. I think we all agree on that, right? Yeah, I've talked about this for way longer than I thought I would, but I felt like it was important. However, we do have more important things to get to, so let's get started, shall we? I have a whole list again of pre-reaction discussion topics that I'd love to visit, because episode 4 was full of some exciting development, even if the earthworm scene really dragged on, eh? But before that, I have something else that I actually wanted to open this video with. There has been some changes to my life recently. In the sense of, I have a visitor and he is staying hopefully forever. So because of that, I would like to introduce him to you. Yeah, okay, you can come. Should I? Everyone, meet Taishu Dencha, His Royal Highness. Oh my gosh. I get so excited just looking at him, actually. Yeah, this is, if you're not counting the books and the merch that came with Volume 8, my first piece of TGCF merch. And he's so gorgeous. Look at him! In his little basket with his little flowers, and he's even holding a butterfly. Yeah, I've had Taishu Dencha for a total of 1 week. And if anything happens to him, I will kill everyone in this room and then myself. Yeah, so this actually happened because Lynn, who is one of my dear deputies who hangs around in my server, well, Lynn collects gacha boxes, and one of the ones that she collects has these ones. Unfortunately for Lynn, while she was trying to pull for a Hua Cheng, she got a second copy of His Royal Highness. So Lynn graciously reached out and asked me if I wouldn't be interested in adopting him. And as it happened, on my way to Paris last week, I happened to be in Lynn's area. So we met up, walked around, sat down for a cup of coffee, and completed the adoption process. This is so cute, actually. Lynn actually wrapped him in this wool band. Like, it's actually supposed to be a belt, she said. So I accepted it as something to wrap him up in. But actually, isn't this like a wool version of Roya? Like we have silk Roya, now we have wool Roya. So if I wrap it around him like this, it's like Roya is giving him a hug as he goes to sleep. Isn't he cute? He's absolutely adorable. Like again, like he sits in this little basket and you actually have the whole like handle of it behind his hair. Lots of gold detailing on the crown headpiece, the flowers, and also this branch over here. Like this is Xie Lian as the Crown Prince of Shanle, and the clothing also is mainly the white, the gold, and the red. Like he also has this mark on his forehead, which is also painted red, and this pearl that hangs kind of from his headdress. I actually asked about this in the server, like there's a lot of red pearls going on in both Xie Lian's outfits when he is dressed up as the Crown Prince of Shanle. And also, of course, you have the red pearls on Hua Cheng, like on his sword handle and on his braid thing. And I heard from someone that these red coral pearls are actually very like valuable in the Chinese cultural context. So you see them all over the royalty. And it also fits very well with the discussion we had about Hua Cheng last time and his theme of opulence. I am so satisfied. Now I have to figure out where to put him. Like I could balance him against the corkboard. Like right now I have my calendar here, but I can like easily move that around. It's a bit harder to move things here if I start gathering things, you know. And also it's not 100%, you know, safe. He fits pretty well right on top of the stack of books. Like he can be my book guardian. He's also super cute over by these hardcovers, but he also kind of covers up himself. He can fit on top of the hardcovers. Like that is actually pretty cute as well. Usually I can decide by myself, but I might have to run a poll on this. What do you guys think? Option A or option B? I don't know, maybe he's a bit more visible up there right now. I'll leave him up there for now and maybe I'll run a poll in the community tab or something. And I'll wrap him up in Roya before we go to sleep. Why am I so satisfied with this? It's like I'm a child given a toy. Well, he is a statue of my god. I guess things are really working out for me. So again, thank you so much, Lynn, for letting me adopt him. I am seriously so grateful. And also thank you for spending your precious time with me, both with my videos and in real life. Can't wait for our grand corkboard meetup in my living room, eh? Alright, let's go through our to-do list. So in order to deep dive into episode 4, I want to focus on the characters this time around. More specifically, Windmaster. I'm not going to do an in-depth analysis yet because I think we're not quite there yet. But a lot of the things that were happening last episode are directly connected to the Windmaster, more specifically to their relationships to other characters, and through the theme of their personal justice and their justice as a heaven official. So I want to spend some time on that. And from there on, it is obviously very appropriate to talk about the Earthmaster, who is not a new character to us. I am so happy about this. So we're going to talk about Earthmaster, both as a character in relation to Windmaster, but again, perhaps most importantly, the thread that ties him to Hua Cheng. What is the beef? What is the beef? Yeah, this discussion isn't very vegan friendly, I'm afraid. There's so much beef in this show. Some other characters that we will have to talk a little bit about are the Waning Moon Officer, Quan Yizhen, the martial god of the West, and Xie Lian. Because I feel like I have missed something that I want to point out to you guys. So yeah, in order to get there, let's start with our first segment, the Windmaster and why we love them. So episode 4 was structured with a setup, which was the first conversation between Hua Cheng and Xie Lian. This conversation sets Xie Lian up with the key that allows him to explore the secret chamber, and thus moving the plot forward. So after those first 5 minutes, Windmaster joins us, we go on an adventure, we reach its conclusion, aka uncovering the identity of the missing heaven official and the subsequent prison break. Which ends with tensions going a bit up. because all the characters drop into Hua Cheng's armory, leaving us at a little bit of a cliffhanger. And so, after the setup part is done, Shi Qingxuan is the part of a lot of the things that are happening. They act as an outsider voice to Xie Lian's own inner musings, and a little bit like Fu Yao in season 1, also becomes kind of Heaven's mouthpiece. I'll let you know what I mean about that in a bit. And at the same time, they actually manage to become their own character, show us a little bit more about what Windmaster is like. Since we don't know much about the brother yet, the two personal relationships that we should look at are Windmaster's relationship to Xie Lian and to Ming Yi, coming up in just a bit. But the first relation I want to look at is actually his impersonal relation to Hua Cheng, which is they don't like him. Throughout the episode, they are very quick to put blame on him or make his actions out to be something done deviously. Some examples of that is, for instance, when Xie Lian mentions that the Waning Moon officer must be a heaven official who's been banished, and Windmaster immediately says, "Oh, Hua Cheng is arrogant for having hired him." And also in how later on, when they talk about Hua Cheng's use of his massive reserves of power to create this trap system, Shi Qingxuan describes him as cunning for having used his powers in this way. A contrast to Xie Lian, who says he'd rather say that he's being mischievous, which is a much more playful synonym to that word. So what is the point I'm trying to make? The point is that this prejudice is actually at odds with what we know of the character so far. Like, take the Banyu arc for instance, and how quick the Windmaster was to defend Banyu for being pretty much innocent in the act of trapping travelers to feed them to the evil spirits. Like, the impression we have of Windmaster so far is that they will judge each case as it is, and each person by their own merit. So this prejudice against Hua Cheng, that's interesting to me. What Shi Qingxuan is doing here is reflecting Heaven's opinion. And narratively speaking, it is good to have a character who does that, especially when we're supposed to side with Xie Lian and trust our impressions of Hua Cheng. But again, that's contradictory to the Windmaster that we've already met. And this is not bad character writing. In fact, I think it makes stuff more interesting. Humans are contradictory, but we have subjective reasonings behind our convictions. So while narratively we need Shi Qingxuan to voice Heaven's opinions here, to make the contrast of Hua Cheng as a host who is obviously head over heels for his honored guest, and the Hua Cheng who is a ruthless ghost king? Question mark. So yeah, we need that, but that also means that Windmaster needs to have a subjective reasoning behind why he doesn't like Hua Cheng, which we can only speculate in. The first option here really could be that Hua Cheng's reputation up in heaven really is that bad. It is so bad, in fact, that it's just seen as fact that if Hua Cheng is involved, it's bad. And the second option, which I'm more interested in knowing if it's true or not, is that Windmaster knows that Hua Cheng has done something bad, but something very specific. Like, there could be a connection here that could be interesting to explore. I think more than anything, Hua Cheng to heaven officials must seem very unpredictable. The reason being that his reason for doing things is very well hidden. Like, how could anyone possibly know that his reason for being and existing is the Crown Prince of Shanle, the scrappy mortal? This is one of the tropes that I really like, by the way. Like, this is guilty pleasure for me. Oh, it's so good. So because Hua Cheng has been involved in a lot of things and nobody really understands how his mind works because they are missing this piece of information, he must seem so unhinged, so unpredictable, and that is what makes him so scary. But overall, I still think that the Windmaster acts more on personal justice than they do on official justice. Like, they do their job with vanquishing these spirits and figuring out the truth because they do believe in justice. Not necessarily just because it is their job. Because if they took their job as a heaven official that seriously, I don't think they would have lashed out against those people when their face got scratched. Again, an example of personal justice. So anyway, Windmaster is wary of Hua Cheng, but they accept Xie Lian's friendship, companionship. I still don't have a word for this. Situationship, I guess. With Hua Cheng. Even calls him your son Lang. Oh my god. I'm not over that. I can't believe they didn't do that in the dub. They really should have, and they could have. But anyway, that brings us into Windmaster and their relationship with Xie Lian, which is, so to speak, a breath of fresh air. It has been very clear from episode 1 really, but it is reinforced again in this episode that Windmaster likes Xie Lian on his own merit. Like in the case of Xie Lian, they do not go by the gossips of heaven, which I am sure they must have heard. Which is also why I am slightly suspicious that they might know that Hua Cheng has done something really terrible, you know. But we'll see. So Hua Cheng obviously reads as a more extroverted character, someone very knowledgeable who's not afraid to get involved if they feel like justice hasn't been served. They're friendly and easy to get along with, but they also share very similar convictions to Xie Lian. Like honestly, Windmaster says it best in episode 1. I heard you talk about the Banyu Pass in the telepathic matrix, then I decided to go check it out and you were already there. That's when I knew you were my kind of crazy. I like that line, it's so good. So there are a lot of things that are lining up for them to get along really well already. But the reason why this is so good and so important, as someone's mentioned to me in the comments as well, is that they are equals. And I don't think Xie Lian has really had that. Like the closest things we know that Xie Lian has had to friendships are with these two people who started out as his servants. That's a power imbalance that does not exist between Xie Lian and Windmaster. And while technically they are all gods now, that relationship existed once upon a time. And the way these two are acting, it's like it still exists. Like, maybe that's the character arc that the Chandler trio needs to go through. Truly becoming equals and overcoming all this guilt. Easier said than done. So having this happen, I think this is a sort of friendship that Xie Lian sorely needed. And especially with another heaven official. Like from Hua Cheng, Xie Lian is getting that need for communication satisfied. However, the imbalance that exists here, yeah, it's pretty big. This guy says you're his god. So yeah, I think we can safely say that this is Xie Lian's first equal friendship. And I think they are so precious. Windmaster is also brutally honest with Xie Lian about everything. Another thing that I think Xie Lian needs. Like they have already told him outright that they would not have accepted this job from the Emperor. Like if they were in a similar position, I guess. I'll talk a little bit more about this in the Xie Lian rant, but we actually have another relation that we need to look at right now. A very different sort of friendship. Gosh, he's so handsome. Earthmaster Ming Yi. All the screenshots of him from the previous episode are just so dark, and he's, you know, bruised and banged up. Luckily, someone sent me some of the Donghua official art, and this is his character design. So I cropped the top of him so that he can go on the board. I actually have to clean up the section around Earthmaster. Dark robe woman, that can go. The old Earthmaster tag, let's remove that. I'll put the Rainmaster tag back in the corner. Waiting for another day, eh? Let's get him on the board. So what do we know about the Earthmaster Ming Yi? I mean, aside from the fact that he looks really good as a woman. Apparently, the Earthmaster is supposed to be good at teleportation spells. As we've seen both in action and heard from the Windmaster, he is supposed to be a great fighter. And I think he secretly likes wearing the heavy makeup in his female form. Like, he looks good and he knows it. Yeah, we don't actually know that much about him yet. And the most important thing we do know is the beef he has with Hua Cheng, which is what ended him up in this mess. Bruised and beaten and locked up in a dungeon. Like, I get why the beef is funny now, because the ship name between them, I heard in Chinese it's just Earth Wind, but in the English it's Beef Leaf. So yeah, that makes sense. We know that Heaven Official's Blessing is about a lot of morally grey themes. And we already know that the Earthmaster prefers to wear black. And like, there have been things that hint to us and lets me conclude that Ming Yi probably isn't as squeaky clean as a Heaven Official ought to be. But then again, none of the Heaven Officials we've met so far have been. Except Windmaster? We'll see. Like, in the context of the story, we already know that he has this beef with Hua Cheng. And we already know that Hua Cheng only bothers with people who've actually pissed him off. So what is going on here? In a more meta way, I already know that a lot of people adore him. Like, ever since the black-robed woman came on, people have been all like, and I understand. They are a hot piece of beef. Meat. So now merging what I've learned about the black-robed woman with Earthmaster lets me understand that they are probably going to be a very prominent character. But another reason why we know they might be morally grey is that, from what I've read from you guys, Beef Leaf is not an universally liked ship. What does that have to do with anything? Well, usually if you don't like a popular ship because you are indifferent to it, that's not something you would mention. But the vibe I've been getting makes it out so that I think that whatever he's up to makes him a little too tasteless for some people. Not enough for fandom not to be able to work its magic on it. Again, it's apparently a pretty popular side ship, even if it's not official. But certainly momentous enough to put some people off the whole thing. Whatever that beef is was also concealed to us at the end of episode 4. Hopefully we will learn more about it soon. Either way, I am keeping my eye on him. Like, the most prominent thing we know about Earthmaster is their relationship to the Windmaster. Your best friend.
And your first name. I listen.
Like, romantic or not, whatever really. What the story wants us to know for now is that they have something special. In that Ming Yi seems like this grumpy as fuck character, but he will still play dress up with Hua Cheng. The Windmaster does seem to care for him, and they do seem to get along well. And we're taking that with us going forward. And the way we're currently seeing Earthmaster is bruised and beaten and banged up and about to fall into the armory where Hua Cheng is, with Xie Lian on the floor, and also Lang Ying. Yeah, whatever is happening now is about to make Hua Cheng look pretty bad. How big will the damage be though? Most importantly, how will Xie Lian react? And what is actually going on in this room? Like, I've theorized that he might be interrogating Lang Ying for reasons. The reason being, of course, Xie Lian's safety. Like, this boy ain't normal. But yeah, tensions are running high at the end of last episode, with the whole prison break dropping into the armory. And I'm super excited to see what everyone's reactions are going to be. But we have a few more things I need to talk about before I derail completely. I made a new note for Chuen Yi-jin, the martial god of the West, because the one I had was pretty badly written. And he has several mentions this season so far. In fact, him being mentioned last episode in the same breath as apparently the previous god of the West makes it so that I am starting to have theories about them, even though we haven't met them. So is that enough to graduate from the banishment corner? Maybe. I'm putting him a bit closer to here for now, because there is a slight chance that he could be connected to this guy, the previous martial god of the West, question mark. Yeah, the waning moon officer Shackle marks him out to be a heaven official who has gotten banished. Xie Lian asks Windmaster if there's been such a god recently, and Windmaster says, yeah, there has. But also that god was too orthodox and didn't have the personality to be doing something like working for Hua Cheng, I guess. I think that Windmaster's doubt is a really weak attempt to throw us off because narratively, the plot wants us to know this information. I don't think it's going nowhere. And then to have Xie Lian mention that, oh, but the current martial god of the West is Chuan Yizhen. Yeah, them being mentioned in the same breaths makes me wonder if they might be connected. Like, did the current god of the West maybe topple the old one? Or maybe orchestrate his downfall? Like, these are these stereotypical plot lines, so I'm just throwing them out there. But yeah, I feel like there could possibly be a connection here, so I'm just making sure I mentioned it in case it comes up. And while I don't think Windmaster's doubt is to be taken too seriously, they do have a point. Why would the waning moon officer, if he is a banished god, work for a ghost king? We do know that a banishment could lead to a god's death or erasure. And honestly, that puts you in a position of perhaps desperation. So I don't think it's that weird at all if the waning moon officer decided to work for Hua Cheng. But is there other reasons other than the desperation and survival? We don't have any hints just yet. Like, could he be using this position to plot his revenge? Or is he indeed some sort of double agent for heaven? Again, I'm just shooting really wide shots here because we still have very little information about this. But this sort of situation might have revenge plot lines. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I also want to talk a little bit more about Xie Lian. More specifically, about something I feel like I've missed, his self-esteem. Because of my heavy focus on Hua Lian and their differences, I guess Hua Cheng's very glaring self-depreciative tendencies made me kind of overlook the fact that Xie Lian actually seems to have some self-esteem issues as well. Like, yes, I guess it was always there. He has always had this kind of self-depreciating humor that I find really funny. But this is the first episode where I felt like that kind of came in the way of some of his decision-making. Like, with him making Windmaster throw the dice the second and the third time, like, you could add the perspective of Xie Lian not actually knowing how much luck he has left after he borrowed some. Like, he is trying not to risk having the worst possible outcome. But then later on, in the jungle area, he makes it very clear when he tells Earthmaster that it's his fault for jinxing them, that he believes he is the problem. That scene is another reason why we love Windmaster. Like, they immediately shut Xie Lian down on that, and I really appreciate that. But that really got me thinking. See, what we know about Xie Lian is that he's been living as a pretty poor scrap collecting beggar for hundreds of years. Like, he's used to always having bad luck, and he's used to dying. Yeah, someone gave me a snippet of the book a while back while I was doing the Banyue arc. I think it was about the poisoning and just a bit about Xie Lian's perspective on pain. Yeah, I don't remember the details right now. I'm looking forward to actually getting to read that. Because I think some of that theme is bleeding true in these moments. Because we also know that during this time, Xie Lian has pretty much been isolating himself. Like, we're seeing signs of a sort of personalized pessimism. Like, Xie Lian has this idea that when things are not going well, it's because I am unlucky. And I know that this fantasy universe puts a lot into the idea of fate. And if Xie Lian equally believes in the idea of fate, he might attribute a sort of permanence to this state of unluckiness. if you understand what I'm saying. Like, his thought process is a lot of, when things are going bad, it's because I am unlucky. And that is not something that's going to change. Like, he is still very competent and powers through and manages to solve a lot of things. But I'm getting this impression that he is constantly pushing himself down. But when things go to shit, it's my fault. It's because I am me. And I wonder if part of Xie Lian's journey going forward, both through his new relationships and through his discovery of love, like, I wonder if his journey is to stop accepting that as an answer, to stop accepting I am the problem as the conclusion to these issues. So yeah, that is another thread that I've kind of started thinking about. I think it's on point with the themes that we have kind of experienced so far. Let me know if I have completely misunderstood something here, because it's just a recent thing I started thinking about, but I think it fits really well with the previous themes. Okay, lastly, FANGXIN. He's coming. Or at least that's what the episode says. Gosh, I am more unsure than I've ever been. We have a confirmation of the Black-robed woman having the secret identity of Earthmaster. What is one more identity now that we're at it? And that would make sense because we already know that Ming Yi has done some shit. So could he be the evil state preceptor? Well, we still have the issue of Xie Lian not recognizing him. That's like my one thing that keeps me doubting Earthmaster also being FANGXIN. Because Xie Lian was so sure the last season that none of the women were FANGXIN. And now that he's seen Ming Yi, he doesn't seem to react to that either. But it also might be information that he's withholding for now. Like, that could be the reveal that Xie Lian is going to give us this episode. And like, the more I think about it, the more I feel like, yeah, that might be it. And you guys have been really good at this one. You haven't given me any clues on whether I'm right or not. So I'm like all of this that I did a couple of episodes ago could be all for naught. But honestly, the only way to figure that out is to actually go ahead and watch the fucking episode. And I've been weirdly nervous about it. So let's do it. After mentions, and up, and 2, and 3. Gosh, I love this little board. So precious to me. Yeah, as per usual, we are updating my Coffee Mentions corkboard with all the new donations that have come in throughout the last couple of weeks. And again, these are the lovely followers who have made this channel a dream to run. Like, there are no issues that you guys have not helped me fix with your donations. So in order to give back, they do get a few perks. So if you didn't know yet, I mean, if you're watching all my videos, you already might, but there's always a chance. If you didn't know yet, if you are among these 70 wonderful people, you have access to preview videos that are released before the main videos that are posted to Coffee. And you can also see them directly in my server. If you're having issues finding these videos or getting access, let me know and I'll try my best to help you out. Because that is my way of giving back for all the support that you've given me. And this time around, we have a couple of new people joining the board. Mostly though, we have a lot of retinees and new pins that need to go up here. So let's start. Thank you to Choco-san for your donation and welcome to the Temple of Corkboards. And joining you on the newcomer list is the wonderful Zappy Child. Thank you so much for your donation. The wonderful Yvette came back with a huge donation. Thank you so much for enjoying my videos. I'll also be adding this little cat pin guardian for your name tag this time around. Emma Slovene, thank you for your repeat donations. I'll be updating your name tag to a bigger one today. And the same goes for Chim Chom, the wonderful Gracie. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me. Oh, and also, Emma, I forgot you're getting a flower today. I'm putting the flower up next to your name. I have like a dozen heart pins to hand out, so let's just get on with it. Big thank you to Muley, you'll be getting this pink one. Another one for the wonderful Bridge, thank you so much for your repeat donation. A red heart for Ninchen, Thank you so much for hanging out with us and keeping me company. Another pink heart from Mia Rose to match your pink flower. And you have a pink pin too. Why am I giving you all this pink? I don't know, it's cute though. My dearest D Misfortunes, thank you so much for the coffee. You're getting a whole collections of these hearts. I'm gonna have to figure something out for you, I think. Another big thanks to Misty, thank you so much for your repeat donation. And also Mary, thank you so much for coming back. Here is a red heart from me to you. I've got another heart ready for Willow, thank you so much for coming back with a repeat donation. Now the next one is for Mari, thank you so much for enjoying all the watch parties and for hanging out in the server. It's a joy to have you there. SJ, another pin for your massive collection. Gosh, if anyone ever sees any cool pins, let me know, because I might need to order new ones to get some variety up on the board. Also, thank you to Tiny Meeps for your repeat donation. I'll be adding some hearts to your name. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to gift this blue flower to La Alina, aka Lara. Thank you so much for spending all this time with me and keeping me company, and thank you so much for your donation. And that brings us to the current board. Yeah, this board is already super impressive. And I can't believe that it just keeps growing. Like, to me, that makes me even more grateful because, like, everyone who has donated to me just once do get access to the same perks at this time. So the fact that some of you keep coming back is honestly just so heartwarming to me, because it makes me feel like you really, really are here because you love what I'm doing. And it's making me want to continue doing this for a long while still. So thank you guys again, seriously, so much for being part of what makes this channel so easy to run and so fun to be in. And that's it. We're done. It is time! I am going to be very honest with you. I've actually been feeling a little nervous all day for shooting this video, and I have no idea why. I think I'm a bit nervous to see if I'm right or wrong about this one. Because in my heart I want this to be correct, but I also feel like this is the most... And at the same time I'm a bit like, if I am right about this one, like, I've been spending so much time talking about this, so I feel like I've really invested a lot of resources in this theory, so to speak. So yeah, seeing the payoff is exciting and sometimes a little scary, especially because I am so invested in this show now. Like, I've laughed about this show, I've cried about this show, and I'm not even through season 2 yet. Again, I am so surprised that this show has gotten me so deep so quickly. So let me fill up my cup with some tea, hopefully calm down a little, and let's get ready to watch and analyze TGCF Season 2 Episode 5, The Second Coming of FANGXIN. Let's roll. I am actually so nervous. All I'm seeing is grey clouds. Let's just do it. Let's just get it over with. Okay. Let's roll. Repeat from last time.
Sanlang.
Oof. What was that look?
Why is Lang Ying here?
You look scared.
Sorry.
Oh! Uh-oh. That wasn't bad though. Rolling away together. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. We know Sanlang had a little bit of a heart attack there though. Whew. Uh-oh. We're immediately...
Don't worry. Sanlang, I can explain.
Then do so.
You're the one with explaining to do, so get to it! Why was my friend in your dungeon?
Oh gosh.
He's not just gonna let us walk out of here with his prisoner.
Uh-oh.
Please, Sanlang. I don't know your issues with Earthmaster, but surely we can talk this out.
Issues? With him? Oh. You think he's Earthmaster? That fool on your back is my inept subordinate.
Say what? He's clearly a part of the
What?
heavenly court. How dare you say otherwise?
If that's true, then he may not be so incompetent after all. Concealing his identity, sneaking into my realm, working his way into my employ. The patience needed for such
Wait.
To
Oh my, wait, they're talking so much. They are talking so much. I don't even know what I heard just now. I need to go back. What? Well, is Earthmaster working for Sanlang?
Sanlang, I can explain.
Then do so.
You're the one with explaining to do. So get to it. Why?
Okay, so we're immediately jumping away from Hua Cheng. Like, even if Xie Lian is going to do his mediator route, like, I feel a little bit of doubt here. I feel a little bit of that, yeah, Hua Cheng is not looking very good right now. But the fact that Xie Lian still offers to be the one to explain rather than the one who demands an explanation feels very like, I really respect the relationship we have in our friendship and companionship. I want to tell you the truth and my side of the story, hoping that you will tell me yours. But then Windmaster immediately jumps in and is like, nah, we're not explaining shit. You are going to have to explain why my body was found in your prison cell. And Hua Cheng's answer is really interesting. Let's figure it out. Little piece of hesitation there.
I don't know your issues with Earthmaster.
Issues? With him? Oh. You think he's Earthmaster? That fool on your back is my inept subordinate.
Say what? He's clearly a part of the heavenly court. How dare you say otherwise?
If that's true, then he may not be so incompetent after all. Concealing his identity, sneaking into my realm, working his way into my employ. The patience needed for such an endeavor is commendable, to say the least. A decades-long performance. Certainly not a flawless act, although I couldn't prove it until recently. Banye Pass, that's when it came together, after I saw him with you.
So that's what happened. Even though Windmaster convinced Earthmaster to change to their female form, Sanlang saw through them immediately. He realized exactly who they were.
But she's a famous figure too. Another one of the 5 elemental masters, that is.
That must have been why Sanlang left Puqi's shrine so suddenly. He had a score to settle with Earthmaster. An official of the Heavenly Court abandoned their post, all to go undercover in the Ghost Realm. It's quite the scandal.
Okay. I'm gonna have to rewatch that again, but what I'm gathering now is that Earthmaster, famously elusive by the way, what Xie Lian's thinking here is that they might have been undercover in the Ghost Realm. More than 10 years, I think he said. Oh my god. At the same time, the wording they use is a bit conspicuous. I don't know if it's, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the dub to see if they use the same wording. But let's look at this conversation again, please.
Issues? With him? Oh. You think he's Earthmaster? That fool on your back is my inept subordinate.
He's clearly a part of the heavenly court. How dare you say otherwise?
He had a score to settle with Earthmaster. An official of the Heavenly Court abandoned their post, all to go undercover in the Ghost Realm. It's quite the scandal. Sanlang's grievance is warranted, but leaving Earthmaster behind would only complicate things. I understand. I'm sorry.
Okay, there are a lot of words, but basically what Xie Lian said, I guess. Earthmaster has been going undercover for years and years, but obviously leaves his undercover post in the Ghost Realm to do other things, like the Banyu Pass thing. So it was a coincidence that Sanlang now found, you know, concrete evidence that his subordinate is what exactly? A god. But how would Sanlang know they are Earthmaster if... Like, this is the part that confuses me. How would Sanlang know they are Earthmaster? Like in episode 11, if he didn't know that his subordinate was Earthmaster? I don't know, maybe I'm making this more complicated than needs be, and it's really as simple as Earthmaster undercover in Ghost Realm, now revealed. Hua Cheng mad. Let's stick with that for now. I'll study this a little bit more later. But Xie Lian says something has a reason to be mad about this. And now he's gonna apologize for what? Let's see.
I'm sorry. The fault is ours. However, for all our sakes, let us go.
Your Highness, with respect, I ask that you stay out of this.
Winds, take heed!
Okay, we're fighting our way out.
Your Highness, with respect, I ask that you stay out of this.
Yeah, okay, so obviously this is pretty serious beef. Yeah, the thing here is like, what is the thing? So Hua Cheng doesn't want Xie Lian to be involved in this. Xie Lian is asking to take Earthmaster back to heaven with them and just end it there. But whatever's happened here must be more complicated. Like, is it a matter of pride? Like a matter of this heaven official got so close to these operations, it's really not tolerable? Oh gosh, this is complicated stuff. I need more clues. And it doesn't seem like I'll be getting them anytime soon because we're about to fight our way out. Yeah, Windmaster is getting desperate. Understandable, because this is easily interpreted as, no, I'm not letting you go. Let's see. Oh! No, not the armory!
We could have solved this peacefully. We couldn't take that risk, and someone had to make the first move. So I thought, it might as well be me.
A little bit of desperation here.
All right, you've shown me yours. Now I'll show you mine.
That's a cool fan though. Xie Lian is so cool.
Windmaster, please hold back.
As much as I'd love to, I can't. If I stop now, this will all be for nothing.
What? Prince Taiwan. Oh my gosh, what was that? Okay, Hua Cheng is really cool too.
Apologies, but I could not stand idly by a moment longer.
I love the way he talks. Like, yeah, like he's so formal about it. Like, I couldn't stand by idly another moment longer. I almost missed this dumb bass, but this is really bad timing. I do love that we get an action scene though, and this little fan weapon that Hua Cheng has going is really cool. However, are you not scared that you're gonna like accidentally hit someone you might not want to hit? I mean, obviously Xie Lian is so competent that he's easily handling any strays. But yeah, this was a cool sequence. I want to watch it again, just for my own enjoyment. Gosh, Hua Cheng is so cool.
What are you doing? We could have solved this peacefully. We couldn't take that risk, and someone had to make the first move.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of might underline the discussion I've just had on Windmaster as well. Xie Lian is talking to San Lang, and it's a very calm conversation so far. But based on what Windmaster knows about Hua Cheng, that's a risk. You see Ming Yi's hand kind of shaking there for a bit, like maybe it's a sign of him weakening. Like we know that he needs medical attention. Gotta get him up to heaven, to all that spiritual energy. Like I think someone told me that in heaven, like there's a lot of spiritual energy, and that's why Xie Lian is doing just fine up there, while down in the mortal realm he needs to borrow energy. But yeah, here we see a heaven official faced with Hua Cheng acting in desperation. Again, cementing that Windmaster, while we love them, is still a heaven official who thinks that Hua Cheng is bad news, probably with good reason, like maybe 33 good reasons. Actually, we don't know if they were good reasons just yet. We'll see. So is this Chencho's thing like magnetism? Hua Cheng is so cool, oh my god.
Chencho, you beautiful idiot!
His sword. It looks like it was forged from the mysterious ore born from a lodestone
Magnetism.
What a fearsome blade. With but a thought, it can ensnare any metal, break it down, and then absorb it.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Is His Highness that desperate for gold?
What?
Pulled up so quickly.
That took me off guard one more time. Okay, so Chencho has a magnetic blade that can absorb metals and make it part of itself. But that quip did not seem like Hua Cheng never says shit just to say it. Is His Highness that desperate for gold? I didn't hear the next part, but gobbled it up or something. Like that is a precision hit towards something about Lang Chencho that we have to discover. The fucking laughter took me off guard though. I don't. Just the haughty condescension of it. Let's go.
Is His Highness that desperate for gold? He gobbled it up so quickly.
Ming!
No, he's going to get himself killed.
Chencho, don't do it!
Oh no.
What's going on?
What is going on indeed?
Windmaster!
What was that? And now we're running away? Oh my god.
Crap, he's gonna catch us!
The opening.
Windmaster, stop it, or else you're going to burn it all down.
Yes, fine. I won't fan the flames. Just don't break my hand, please. Bruises are so ugly.
Oh no. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, first off, the armory burning. That was the opening. In the opening, there's a scene where we see Hua Cheng, like in this room full of burning things, and he's saying something apparently to Xie Lian. But what just happened just now? Like, they seem to have clashed, but there was like a lot of light, so you didn't really see what happened. And then Chencho just went like, was he knocked out? But yeah, Xie Lian was like, no, he's gonna get himself killed. So did Hua Cheng hold back? I have to go back a little bit.
You beautiful idiot!
Beautiful idiot.
Sword. No, he's going to get himself killed.
Like, they want to stop him.
What's going on?
Okay, again, they're not showing us anything really. They're just showing us the bright light. So we don't know what happened yet. I'm guessing we're gonna learn later what happened just then. And then Xie Lian is the one who shoots the fireball to begin with. Maybe to create a distraction so that they can go. Roya captures everyone. Like, look at him. He's totally out of it. That's such a cool screen. Okay, so Windmaster is kind of panicking.
Windmaster, stop it.
It's fine. I won't fan the flames. Just don't break my hand, please.
Oh, sorry for laughing, Windmaster. I'm sorry about your wrist. Yeah, we're running away. We're looking down, and Hua Cheng is looking back up at them. Windmaster is getting a bit antsy, starts fanning the flames. Because his biggest concern is getting away. He doesn't want Hua Cheng to chase them down. But Xie Lian stops him because, I mean, obviously he wouldn't want Hua Cheng to get hurt. That was not part of the plan at all. Yeah, nothing went according to Xie Lian's plan. And again, I think it's because that the Heaven officials are so fucking scared of Hua Cheng. Like, even though Windmaster is acknowledging that there is a friendship or something going on between Xie Lian and Hua Cheng, he does not bet his own safety and his friend's safety on that friendship. But yeah, we've grabbed everyone. Everyone is with us. That's Lan Chengcho. knocked out. Lang Ying is fine. Ming Yi also knocked out. Yeah, that was, that's unfortunate. You only just got that armory, Xie Lian. Bet you Hua Cheng will build you a new one. I just hope Xie Lian is not gonna blame himself for this as well. Like, I'll be looking out for that self-depreciating tendency now.
You're gonna burn!
Oh my god.
Sanlam, I only meant to create a distraction. Forgive me. I didn't want this.
Hey, so I'm sorry for the inferno back there. And don't worry if he wants you to pay for the damages. I'll cover it.
Money is the last thing on my mind right now.
Never you fear, my dear. I'm not afraid of some debt.
Ah. Why are you bleeding, Xie Lian? Oh my god. Did you get hit? Did you get hit protecting Lang Qinshaw from Hua Cheng? I mean, I'll find out in a minute, I'm guessing, but if that's what happened... I'm so sorry, Hua Cheng. Oh, that must sting. That must sting so much. Okay, we'll figure out that part in a minute. It might not even be true. If it's not true, I'm just gonna cut this part. For a second there, I got a little emotional just watching this scene, just Sanlang standing in the middle of the burning armory. Like, it felt a little bit like the Feet, in the sense of just hours ago, he was standing in this room with Xie Lian, finally getting to give him all of this, which is, you know, probably Sanlang's greatest desire, to be able to spoil Xie Lian like that. And now he's just standing there watching it all burn, like all the time he's spent collecting all these very rare weapons. It's worse than a book burning. And he looks really regretful, which has me thinking, I might be right, you might have hit him, fuck. Not on purpose, but still.
I didn't want this.
I didn't want this.
Hey, so I'm sorry for the inferno back there. I'll cover it.
It's nice of him to
What he asked
offer.
for. You have my word on that. Never you fear, my dear. I'm not afraid of some debt. Your Highness, you're hurt. That light from before, was that you?
It's nothing.
Oh no.
I'll recover just fine.
Oh no. Poor Ami. Okay, Xie Lian is really fucking cool. I mean, we already know that. We knew that. You know, the flower in one hand, sword in the other, right? Right? That's what they say. One flower, one sword. Like, we knew that. But it's still really cool to be reminded through awesome animation like this. So he deflected Hua Cheng, and then attempted to deflect Ming right after. And I'm guessing Ming is screaming because it can't stop. And that is the last person Ming would want to cut. I am so sorry, Ming. I am so sorry you hurt your boo. Oh no. Yeah, I feel super sorry for Ming because Ming was screaming, but Hua Cheng must be beating himself up. That's why he was just like staring, letting them go. Fucking hell. Oh, my poor boy. Oh my god, nothing's going after plan today, huh?
Pay no mind. I'll recover just fine.
Well, thanks for stepping in. Doubt we'd all have made it out if it weren't for you.
Yeah.
Qinshaw, what were you thinking going after Hua Cheng? Qinshaw? Hello? You okay?
Oh, he's awake.
Did His Highness make him go blind in death? You okay? Did His Highness make him go blind in death?
I'm keeping an eye on you. What was that? Is he possessed or whatever? What's going on? Is he mad that Xie Lian saved him? Why?
I'll meet you there soon.
Ah, clothes. At the Hall of
Everyone,
Divine Might.
Come quickly! 10,000 merit credits to whoever drops whatever they're doing right now and meets me at the Palace of Divine Might. I have 2 officials with me. They need help!
Windmaster, save your merits. People will naturally come to help if you simply ask.
Oh, Your Highness.
Huh.
That's a lovely sentiment. But if you want people to want to help, give them a reason.
We're here. Who's injured?
FANGXIN.
What happened to your arm?
What does it matter if he's hurt?
Mooching?
An
Mooching.
official in
Oh
your
my god.
patrol?
Oh my god.
That's not any.
I was not prepared for this. Holy shit. We have so many characters now. The cast is so big. Yeah, Xie Lian really does want to believe the best in people. They'll come to help because that is the right thing to do, and a lot of people will. As for FANGXIN and Mooching, did they show up because they want to help? Or because there's money involved? I mean, FANGXIN must be in like the red after letting Xie Lian get away with not paying him back for that palace. But really, they might actually be of the few people who would show up to help when shit went south. I actually don't know them very well yet. I know that they'd show up for Xie Lian, but in this case, they wouldn't know that Windmaster went with Xie Lian, right? But yeah, they are first on the scene, and that's a plus in my book. Let's see what happens now. And I forgot what they looked like the details and their colorings and stuff. It's been so long, boys. It's been too long.
Who's injured? What happened to your arm?
What does it matter if he's hurt? An official injured on patrol? That's not anything new.
Is that what you mean, Mooching? Oh, FANGXIN's standing there next to him. Aww.
That man you're carrying, is that Earthmaster?
You wouldn't recognize him? Is he really that elusive?
That's why Windmaster was so generous?
The Earthmaster is so reclusive, I was beginning to think he was just a rumor.
How did they ended up so gravely wounded?
Don't worry, it'll heal on its own.
Just be more careful.
I will. Prince Taiwan, is something wrong?
Yeah, something is wrong.
Are you hurt?
This is looking more and more like the
Your
opening.
Highness, what are you doing?
Prince Tai...
Preceptor. I ended your life. I sealed you in a 3-layered coffin. Buried you. But then, I should have known that wasn't enough. Preceptor.
Which preceptor is he talking about?
He was the crown prince of Yong'an. Who was the imperial preceptor in his time?
If I recall, it was a man named FANGXIN.
Regardless, the idea that the crown prince of Shunlu would become imperial preceptor of Yong'an is absurd.
Exactly. Young An brought down Shinra.
But wasn't Ban
Oh my God.
preceptor turned
What? That was too sudden. I wasn't aware. I wasn't ready. Oh my god. No way! Oh my god! Xie Lian! Don't do this to me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. That was so sudden. I mean, I almost forgot that this is what this episode was going to be about. There was a lot of other shit happening. Oh my god. You're gossiping, and you're gossiping too quickly. Let me keep up. I want to join in. Holy shit.
Does His Highness need healing as well?
I didn't think so.
Your Highness, what are you doing?
Prince Tai...
Preceptor.
Oh my god.
I ended your life. I sealed you in a 3-layered coffin. Buried you. But then, I should have known that wasn't enough. Preceptor.
Which preceptor is he talking about?
Oh my god. Okay, he is really angry. And this is the Taihua we see in the opening. Angry at the preceptor. FANGXIN. Xie Lian. Oh my gosh, there was some things happening here. He said he ended him. The Prince Taihua ended FANGXIN, killed FANGXIN, executed him. The evil preceptor FANGXIN executed him, ended him, buried him in a 3-layer coffin. That's what he said, right? 3-layer coffin. I should have known that wasn't enough. Yeah, because Xie Lian can't die. What the? Okay, initial shock over. Let's listen in on this.
Which preceptor is he talking about?
He was the crown prince of Yong'an. Who was the imperial preceptor in his time?
If I recall, it was a man named FANGXIN.
Regardless, the idea that the crown prince of Shunlu would become imperial preceptor of Yong'an is absurd.
Exactly. Yong'an brought down Xinle.
But wasn't Ban Yu the
Yong'an?
preceptor turned traitor?
That's thing one. That's thing one. Okay. Yong'an brought down Xinle. Okay. That's new information to me. Like, I knew that Yong'an and Xinle are both kingdoms of the Central Plains, but now we know that not only did Yong'an appear right after Xinle, it was the kingdom and maybe the military movement, who knows, that brought down Xinle. It is part of Xinle's downfall. But that wouldn't be around Prince Taihua's time, right? Because we know that that was 800 years ago. Xinle fell 800 years ago. So the creation of Yong'an was 800 years ago-ish. And Prince Taihua is a couple of hundred or a little bit more. A couple of hundred years old. Actually, it said something about Ban Yu as well. And here comes Ling Wen. And there's that. I recognize that armor. It's... Yeah, it is. It's got... No, it's not. It's still... Yeah, it is. It is. This is just the season 1 armor. It looks a bit different from the angle. It is Pei Ming! He's come back. And of course they'd appear together. Shewuru? No, I already know that he's not going to appear this season. Anyhow. Let me listen back a couple of more seconds and let's see what Ling Wen has to say. Holy fuck, this is... This whole room right now. Like, we have this entire corkboard in the room. With like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8. 9 exceptions. Okay, half the corkboard. We have half the corkboard in the room with us right now. And if the Emperor shows up, more than half. Holy shit.
But wasn't Ban Yu the preceptor turned traitor? Just in time.
Please explain what's going on.
Preceptor FANGXIN, teacher to the Crown Prince Long Qinchou, author of the Gilded Banquet Massacre and first of the dual evil preceptors. This is the man whom Prince Taihua accuses you of being.
Oh my god.
The what?
Let's hear that again. Fucking hell, what a title.
Preceptor FANGXIN, teacher to the Crown Prince Long Qinchou.
Okay, FANGXIN, teacher to the Crown Prince Long Qinchou. Okay.
Author of the Gilded Banquet Massacre and
author of the Gilded Banquet Massacre. Author? A massacre? Xie Lian? Nah, I misheard that. Author, he wrote a book. Some poetic verses. And the last thing?
And first of the dual evil preceptors.
First of the 2
Prince
evil
Xinle,
preceptors.
as unlikely as it may be, this is the man whom Prince Taihua accuses you of being.
Just pausing there to appreciate how fucking smug Pei Ming looks standing in the back. Like he's all arms crossed, smirking, like, okay. Yeah, this must taste good to him. Fucking hell.
The what banquet?
Not familiar? Very well. The Gilded Banquet began as a Xinle tradition.
Okay.
An audacious affair in which the nobility would feast using only the finest golden wares. After the founding of the Yong'an Kingdom, the lavish tastes of the previous dynasty returned and the Gilded Banquet became tradition once more.
Okay.
On the 17th birthday of the Yong'an Crown Prince, a particularly grand gilded banquet was held in his honor. It was during this celebration that the kingdom's imperial preceptor brandished a sword and slaughtered every member of the royal family that was present. None survived that night save one.
Excuse me? I'm gonna ignore that last part for a second and just like make a note on the Gilded Banquet. Okay. Gilded Banquet was a Xinle tradition, which was all about opulence, my favorite fucking word. And that was a tradition that the new kingdom eventually restarted. All about extravagance, all about eating from golden plates with golden chopsticks. Holy shit, there's so much going on here. One more time.
On the 17th birthday of the young and crown prince, banquet
On the
was held in his
17th
honor.
birthday of Lang Qinshaw,
It was
the
brandished
cup,
a sword and
it's in the
slaughtered every
opening.
member of the royal family.
This is in the opening.
None survived that night save one, Prince Lang Qinshaw.
Do you remember? You said you hated seeing us on the throne. That's why you did it. But that always felt like a lie. Because it always was. You didn't want your kingdom back, you wanted us dead!
But, Qinshaw!
Oh my god. What the You said you hated what was that? What did he say?
You said you hated seeing us on the throne. You didn't want your kingdom back, you wanted us dead!
But, Qinshaw, how can what you're saying be true? Why didn't you recognize him when you met?
My, you're ignorant. Legends say FANGXIN wore a silver mask. He never revealed his face, or who he was. Not even to His Highness.
Oh
That's why
my
he didn't see it
god.
at first.
But if those legends are true, then no assertion is sound. So, General Pei, what makes you so sure Prince Tai Hua is right?
Xinle fell to Yong'an, so of course the Crown Prince would resent them. He just wanted revenge.
The kingdom of Yong'an started as a violent uprising against Xinle that ended with the killing of its royal family.
Oh my
It makes sense.
god. Oh my god. Shit. This is a lot darker and a lot more violent than I thought it would be. Shit. Yeah, this conflict is personal. Holy shit. Everyone's chatting, everyone's talking. Windmaster is trying to defend Xie Lian by being like, well, hold up, we don't actually know if this is true yet. Pei Ming is throwing in his 2 cents. And all the other characters are in the back gossiping. Xie Lian is fucking silent. Silent as the grave. It's totally Xie Lian. Whatever is being said here, I'm not sure. Like, I don't think it's the entire truth. It's not the entire truth. But there are definitely some truths to this. And Xie Lian actually being FANGXIN is... Oh my god. Shit. Okay, this background character said something about the violent uprising. Okay, let's do it again. Gosh, everyone has opinions on this.
Tai Hua is right.
The kingdom of Yong'an started as a violent uprising against Xinle that ended with the killing of its royal family. It makes sense that he would want to return the favor, as it were.
But that happened long before Lang Qinshao's generation. Holding him accountable for his ancestors' actions seems...
Yeah, that was 800 years ago.
I assumed he was a fool, a laughingstock. It appears Prince Xinle is far more cunning than I thought possible.
Shut up! Shit.
Your Majesty.
Sky Daddy is here.
He'll survive. You may take him. Treat him well.
Yes, sir.
Gosh, his voice. I missed it. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
That's settled. Now then, one of you care to explain what's going on? Why is Xinle bowing his head?
Sire, centuries ago, under the alias of FANGXIN, Prince Xinle slaughtered my family. I challenge him, with your majesty as witness.
Okay. Yeah, oh shit, that's, Tai Hua. That's Daddy's favorite son. You can't just do that. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. This is a lot. The accusations, they are damning. Yeah, he's did not expect this to get out like this at all. But why did Lang Qinshaw realize it was him? Because he was wearing a mask all the time. Like, he didn't realize before. Why now? It was right after the attack. Like, he was super amiable with Xie Lian before this last scene and the assault on Hua Cheng. Teacher? If Xie Lian taught him to fight, maybe he recognized his sword techniques? His moves or whatever? Could be. Or maybe he just had a big long think before he came to this, you know, confrontation. I mean, Xie Lian probably didn't use Roya when he was FANGXIN. Maybe Roya was it. Nah, he looked mad before Roya came into play. Like, I thought he was knocked out, but he was probably just, you know, he saw a ghost of his past, so to speak. Yeah, sorry, Lang Chencho, not a ghost. A god, apparently. An immortal. Oh my god, this is so complicated. Just trying to keep everything straight for now. I'm gonna need a rewatch for sure. Holy shit. Okay. Emperor entrance. I mean, mission accomplished.
You'll survive.
This is favoritism again. You go. But Xie Lian hurt? Shanla? He gets Emperor healing.
Now then, one of you care to explain what's going on? Why is Xinle bowing his head?
Centuries ago, under the alias...
Anyone care to tell me why my favorite child is sad? Who did something to him? Oh my gosh, this is so dumb. Like, the favoritism is so blatant.
I challenge him, with your majesty as witness.
Tai Hua, is there evidence backing your claims? Or just feelings?
I was 12. I'd been captured by a group of bandits.
In the middle of the street, in daylight?
No!
Xie Lian. With a stick? Let's go. Oh my gosh. And then they hired him. Oh my gosh.
Sire, with only a mere branch, he deflected both attacks, saving me. He was made preceptor and my swordmaster. I know what I saw during my encounter with the Crimson Rain-sought flower. That same skill, the one that saved me.
All this proves is you can tell a good story. His Majesty asked for evidence.
Fine. Fetch me a sword! Take it and we can settle this right now. I will show them everything you taught me and prove you're the monster I know you are!
God.
Well, it feels
Right. This may be his only chance to avenge his family.
I think I'm just in perpetual shock. I don't know how to react to any of this anymore. Okay. Okay. I was right on the sword technique. It wasn't the one that Xie Lian has taught him. It was something he saw Xie Lian do. Oh, that flashback. So Xie Lian he just helped this kid who was in the process of being kidnapped. He was just stepping in to do the right thing. Ended up getting offered a job and somehow ended up keeping it for at least 5 years, right? 5 years. 17th birthday. That's when the massacre happened. Oh my lord. Oh, this like you can see him in the reflection of the blade. He looks so regretful, kind of. And the gossiping crowd are like, well, this is gonna be Tai Hua's chance to get revenge, avenge his family. That's not what this is about, is it? I love that Mu Qing gets a little moment of sass, so I want to listen to that again and just prepare for whatever's coming next.
Prince Tai Hua. All this proves is you can tell a good story. His Majesty asked for evidence.
Fine. I will show them everything you taught me and prove you're the monster I know you are!
No! He just defended you against Hua Cheng. His arm's useless. He can't even hold a sword.
Oh my god.
Windmaster is right. You ruined your arm for me, so I'll pay you back in kind. You still owe me. For killing my family! You can fight with your weaker hand, so I will too. No more excuses! If you have any honor, take the damn sword!
Years ago, I made a vow never to kill again.
Oh my god. Don't think I didn't notice the little butterfly in his hair. Fucking character design, oh my god. You looked so good, Xie Lian. If evil, then why pretty?
Years ago, I made a vow never to kill again.
How many years ago, though?
Nothing has been proven here. All you saw was a mask. But who was behind it? FANGXIN or someone else? Sire, what do you think?
Xinle,
Yes.
Tai Hua, is he right?
He is.
The Imperial Preceptor FANGXIN, you lay claim to his crimes.
Not his. Mine.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe you've done this. This tea is cold, by the way. I forgot to drink it. What do I even say to this? Where do I even begin? What the... I don't know what to tell you. I've just sat here in silence for a couple of minutes already. I'm seriously speechless. That was a turn of events. That is certainly a way to turn a story on its head. To enter into a new line of narrative. Because what the... My biggest concern at the beginning of this episode was a lover's quarrel. Misunderstandings between our main pair. Ming's feelings being hurt. Well, shit. I am still quite concerned about Ming's feelings. I think he must be having a terrible day, and I don't think Hua Cheng is taking care of him, because he's also feeling like shit. I'll show you. You're just making everyone feel like shit today. By doing the objectively right thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. How do I attack this? Do I go from the top? Let's take it from the top. Earthmaster is revealed to be a sort of secret agent from heaven. He has infiltrated the ghost realm, which is why he is seen as very reclusive. Like someone even said they didn't even know if he existed. So yeah, he's done pretty well for himself infiltrating the ghost realm. We don't know what he did there yet though. Like we don't know what kind of subordinate he was. So we're waiting for that confirmation, I guess. We get to see Hua Cheng getting a little trigger happy with his fan. But again, like born out of desperation, like he wants to get out and get everyone out safely. So like I already talked this to death, I feel, in the actual discussion. Let's just move along where we need to go. So Hua Cheng is back in his burnt down house, probably sulking a little bit, especially considering how his gift to His Highness is completely gone now. Why would Xie Lian have reason to visit now that he doesn't have an armory? You'll figure it out, Hua Cheng. We get back to heaven and we're immediately pointed in the direction of something has happened because Prince Taihua is really grumpy the whole way there. And once we're in the hall and other officials are coming to help out, Taihua reveals that he thinks Xie Lian is the state preceptor FANGXIN. And then we spent half an episode basically dancing around this topic in the sense of Xie Lian is not saying shit. He's just letting everyone else say their piece while he is getting increasingly mortified by how this is being revealed. Like all that did not go the way that he planned. Like I'm sure Xie Lian planned for that to never get out. Fuck! Xie Lian is FANGXIN! I'll admit that at the beginning of this episode, my belief in that was going, like, it was growing really thin. Yeah. Personal reasons. I just remember that in the Banua arc, when Xie Lian explains why he ended up in this conflict area, like in this border town, It was because he was trying to go south due to personal reasons. The slaughter of the entire royal family, that's one hell of a personal reason, Xie Lian. Slaughter what? Well, no, that's not what I meant. You heard Ling Wen. Xie Lian, FANGXIN was an author. He wrote epic poems about massacres. Very famous for this one about the slaughter of the royal family of Yong'an. Bestseller, surely. Prince Taihua is not a fan. Holy fucking shit. The parallels. Okay, we have so many new clues to the history of TGCF basically. The timeline is getting unmuddled. Xie fell 800 years ago to a violent uprising that created Yong'an. And the uprising killed the Xie royal family. AKA, that would have been Xie Lian's parents, right? So the gossip-mongering heaven officials are being like, well, obviously the Prince of Xie would want to get his revenge if his family was killed. I don't think that's what's happened. I don't think that's the reasoning behind whatever happened in the completely fictional Gilded Banquet Massacre. Oh my gosh. What I'm saying is, I like rowing boats on the River of Denial. This show was really cute 2 episodes ago. I feel like there are a lot of details that I have not caught. And I'm really gonna need that rewatch for this one because there is so much information in this episode being dropped, both about historical events and characters. Like, you know that when Ling Wen shows up, the lore is being dropped. They pulled out the encyclopedias for this one. And when Pei Ming shows up as well, you knew this was gonna be a pissing contest. And poor sweet Ching Xuan, who is trying to defend Xie Lian. And actually, I think Mu Cheng was in his own way trying to do the same. Trying to appear completely neutral about this. But let's put it this way, I think everyone had a bit of a shock here. The Emperor as well. Like, he shows up and hears out Taihua, asks Xie Lian directly, did you do this? And Xie Lian says, I did. Do you claim his crimes? And Xie Lian says, no, I claim mine. What a line, what a fucking line. That was a good line, actually. There was a lot of impactful moments in this episode. The reason why this is so exhausting to me is because I'm thinking about 2 things now. 1, poor Ming, and 2, Xie Lian FANGXIN by Wuxiang. Oh my gosh, like, I was so prepared for the black-robed woman to be Earthmaster and to be FANGXIN, and then like all of that would explain a lot of the things back here. But now like everything just got more complicated because of this, and I am loving it, actually. What a way to turn the mood of a season. We were doing suggestive dice shaking a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, there's a shift in the mood here that I did not expect. But at the same time, it's very TGCF, isn't it? But unlike the first 2, now 3 arcs that we've gone through, our cast of characters has expanded, and basically everyone is in this room. And Xie Lian has just admitted to having been up to a little bit more than scrap collecting. Oh my god. This post discussion is just me being completely shook and a little bit tired. Well, Xie Lian has just confessed to all of this. What's gonna happen next? Will Taihua get his jewel? That might happen. There might be a jewel. Oh my god. Will this affect Xie Lian in any other way? Like, obviously we're gonna have to explore what happened back in Yong'an, right? So maybe like there will be flashback sequences, like we already had a couple of them, but like more in-depth ones. Like we're gonna have to learn why this happened, why Xie Lian thinks this happened, and what the intentions behind all these events are. Does Hua Cheng know about this? Hua Cheng couldn't know about this. Would he have found out later on that Xie Lian was FANGXIN? Like when he was trying to figure out where he'd been? Yeah, there are a lot of details here that we have to figure out, but I am not of sound mind right now. I mean, I'm tired for one, but also... Oh my lord. But it's okay, Xie Lian. Like, would there be a trial or something? Gosh, maybe Xie Lian ends up in a little bit of a predicament and might need a little bit of prison breaking himself. Right, Hua Cheng? Holy shit. This is a lot. This episode was a lot. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is a lot. This episode was a lot. I'd love to see what happens next. So I'm gonna try and get this edited and out as soon as I can so that I can continue figuring this out. But yeah, I am just super grateful that you guys joined me along for this ride. What a ride it has been. I'll have a lot to think about until next time. And again, I am just so excited about this little shift of pace, even though things are moving very quickly just now. Yeah, I almost can't wait to start the books because I feel like I'll have more time to digest these things. Like, I paused so much in this video recording. How long is it? 1 hour and 40 minutes? It's time to stop. I've got to stop. Surely I have talked enough. This was fun. I'm emotionally exhausted and I am so ready to become even more emotionally exhausted if the opening is anything to go by. The glimpses of scenes that are in the opening, oh my gosh! I love that! And you know what also happens in the opening? At the very end there? In the end, after all of this, Hua Cheng shows up and comes to stand at Xie Lian's side. That's what's gonna happen. That's it, that's the season. Through all of this, who is that person who's standing by my side? I don't remember the lyrics, but something like that. Oh my god. Yeah. We have some explaining to do. Everyone. This resolution is gonna be glorious, holy shit. So this has been Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and I will see you in the next one.